If you're looking to perfect your taming effectiveness in Ark, you've come to the right place. Hey everyone, Dark here, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to show you everything you need to know about Kibble in Ark and how Kibble can make your taming effectiveness perfect from now on. This video is part of my Ark tips, tricks, and tutorials series, and it's going to be a little bit different than normal. I want my channel and this new series to be a library of all sorts of tutorials, tips, tricks, and guides for Ark Survival Evolved. And I'd also like to give some of the smaller YouTubers a chance at a head start. Aww. Therefore, this video is going to be presented to you by Nighthawk. At the time of recording, Nighthawk is a up-and-coming smaller YouTuber, but boy oh boy is he full of knowledge, and he definitely deserves more views. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button so more people see it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more Ark tutorial content, and subscribe to Nighthawk's channel. The link will be in the description down below if you'd like to see more content directly from him. He does tutorials as well as gameplay videos on Ark Survival Evolved. If you're a small YouTuber and want to be considered to make videos for my channel, watch to the very end. Without further ado, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello guys, my name is Nighthawk. And I'm here with you once again today. This time I'm going to show you, very simply, what is Kibble, what it does, how to get it, and what you can use it for. Now you might have heard of Kibble. Now, if I look at my inventory right here, there's actually an Ark PC console. There's 6 different types of Kibble. There's your basic Kibble, simple Kibble, regular Kibble, superior Kibble, exceptional Kibble, and extraordinary Kibble. Now, I usually forget the names of them, but I just know they equate, or they line up with the same things as your gear and loot. There's your primitive, ramshackle, apprentice, journeyman, mastercraft, and ascendant. So they're the same as that, basically, same category. So your basic Kibble is your lowest tier, and each one becomes progressively better. Now, what are Kibbles used for? Well, Kibbles are used for taming creatures at the highest maximum level. Almost every creature will take a specific type of Kibble to tame it at the best possible taming affinity. So to get the most taming levels, you have to use Kibble. Now, there's 6 different types of Kibble. Each type of Kibble is preferred by several creatures, so more than once. Maybe 10 creatures prefer a simple Kibble, and so on. Now, if a creature, let's say for example, prefers simple Kibble, and to find out what a creature prefers, I recommend you look on an app like Dododex or something like that. But if a creature prefers simple Kibble, if you give it, knock it out, let's say, and you give it basic Kibble, that will do way worse than anything else you can give it. So it would be better, let's say you knocked out, I don't know what, can't remember what takes simple Kibble, but let's say you knocked out something like a pteranodon. And let's say it takes simple Kibble to tame it the most effectively, better than meat. If you give it basic Kibble, it will tame up worse than if you just gave it raw meat. So that's the thing, you do not want to use a lower tier Kibble for taming a creature. You can use the Kibble that they prefer, but also you can use a higher tier Kibble to tame something. So if a creature prefers simple Kibble and you give it regular Kibble, well, that will tame up just the same as if you give it a simple Kibble, and so on. You can give it any higher Kibble and it will tame up the maximum efficiency. Of course, you can feed it other foods, but for the maximum efficiency, you need to use Kibble. And Kibble is also used for a variety of other things, including imprinting and a few other things as well. But one of the main things is to get the maximum level on taming efficiency, as well as to tame creatures quickly. For example, the rock golem, if you don't use Kibble, the other food you have to use to tame a decent level rock golem, it will take you 4 to 5 hours on most servers to tame a rock golem. You'll be knocked out for 4 hours. But if you use Kibble, you'll only be out for 20 or 30 minutes. So you need to use Kibble if you can. Now, you might be thinking, how do you get Kibble? Well, each Kibble has its own recipe. Each Kibble takes a certain kind of egg to make. So for example, the basic kibble, your primitive or basic kibble, takes small eggs like dodo eggs and so forth. A few different kinds of eggs. Each kibble can be made by several different kinds of eggs. Once again, to get your recipes, look on Dodo Decks or something like that. Now, you may be thinking, well, that sounds hard to make kibble. Well, the basic kibble is pretty simple to make, actually. Now, but other kibbles, as they go up, they get progressively more difficult. Take more ingredients and more things to create them. But to tame higher and better creatures, like for example, the basic kibble only tames small basic creatures. It doesn't tame some of the best creatures. Some of the best creatures, you need these much higher tier kibbles. But to make them, you'll also need higher ingredients. And you'll need harder to get eggs. Every kibble takes one egg to make. So basic kibble, as I said, can be made by dodo eggs, which are easy to get. If you tame yourself a female dodo, you'll get some dodo eggs. Very easy to get. It only takes a few other simple ingredients such as berries and fiber to make basic kibble. But these higher ones take much harder eggs. For example, this one can be made by Rex eggs or other eggs like that. So those can be a lot harder to get. But you want the higher ones. Because as I said, the higher ones also work, like if you made this one, it also works on anything else that takes these lower tier kibbles. It will tame them just as good. So how can you get it easily? Well, one very simple way, and what I do whenever I first start out on a new cluster, a new server, is go to Crystal Isles and tame yourself a couple of crystal wyverns. Now why, you ask? These are high ones that I've been breeding, of course. But as you see, you can breed them. You can enable mating, and you can get eggs from them. So, you see they're mating. So what you can do, you first, and this is what I recommend doing, easy way. As soon as you can, go to Crystal Isles, tame yourself 2 tropical crystal wyverns. Very easy to tame with just some crystal. You could tame it without anything else. And you only need to have low level ones. Tame yourself, it can be the lowest level you find. Level 10, doesn't matter. Male and a female. As soon as you do that, you can start breeding them and having eggs. Why do you say you want eggs from crystal wyverns? Well, crystal wyvern eggs, or wyvern eggs in general, allow you to make the ascendant tier kibble, the extraordinary kibble. That's the kind of egg it takes. So if you, as soon as you can, tame yourself a couple of crystal wyverns, you can start popping out eggs. Even though they're fertilized eggs, doesn't matter, they're low level. You can use them to make kibble early on to tame much better creatures, all the other creatures you need. Because this is the top kibble. This kibble works for any other thing else that all these kibbles, this top tier kibble will tame all the other creatures just as good as any other kibble. So really that's the only kibble I usually pretty much only make. Because it's very easy to get crystal wyverns and get their eggs by breeding them to make your top tier kibble. You can get them right away. Breed them. Alternatively, you can also steal their eggs. Now, if you get a decent level crystal wyvern, it's not hard to steal wyvern eggs. So you can do that as well, and those wyvern eggs, any wyvern egg will make this top tier kibble. It's considered a special egg, and it will make this kibble. Now you also do need some crops, so as well as getting your eggs to make that, you will have to simply get a few seeds, a little fertilizer, or even just some poop that you can pick up and start growing a couple crops. But anyway guys, that is what kibble does. That's how kibble works. It can really help you to speed up your taming process and to get much better taming affinity. It's also worth noting that kibble is not for human consumption. It's basically like pet food. You can think of it as pet food for all your creatures. And as well as that, they will also eat it. So if you have a creature that's hungry, you can put kibble instead of, let's say, meat. They will eat kibble instead of meat or berries or whatever else they normally eat. So you can do that as well. Feed them kibble. But most people don't because it does take a little work to get it. So anyway guys, that's what kibble is. That's what it does. Very helpful. And that's how you can get it very simple early on, within like the second day of a wipe. You can have extraordinary kibble just from that. If you plant yourself a couple of crops on the first day, by the second day you could easily have a few wyverns tamed, and you could make yourself some kibble to tame all your other top-notch creatures. Anyway guys, I hope that helped you out. If you enjoying my content, come on, check out on my channel. I have a few other videos I'm sure you would find helpful as well. So I will see you next time.
So what'd you think? Did you enjoy the video? What'd you think of Nighthawk? Leave me a comment in the description down below. If you'd like to see more of Nighthawk, be sure to look in the description down below for the link directly to his channel. Are you a small YouTuber and want some of your content on my channel too? Join the Discord and send me a message. The link is in the description down below. My name is Dark, and I will see you next time.